Hello, my friends. This is Jenny from Seasons Change, and I am a mom, wife, and retired teacher. We are geared towards the Gen Xers and the baby boomers, ages 50, 60, 70s, and beyond. And we have talked about and will continue to talk about our grown children and loss, our purpose and health, and retirement and the social aspects of retirement, depression, and all the other relevant issues that we face by the time we're in our 50s, 60s, and so on. And please stay until the end so I can show you a couple of my pottery creations that and please stay until the end so I can show you a couple of my pottery creations that I love to do so much. Today we are talking about how to save money as we age, and I am now hit my 60s, and as I said, I retired, so I have always been somewhat frugal. Oh, what a nice way of saying I'm cheap. So there are so many hacks that we can do to save money, especially nowadays, the way things are. So let's get started. I just want to say that no, I'm not a financial expert, or you'd have to go to a financial planner for the heavy duty investments of your retirement. Please get a pen or pencil if you would like, because I have a lot of things that I'd like to share. I also have a whole video on downsizing, but one is to downsize. We downsized from a very large 2-story house to a very small 1-story. Even our electricity has been cut in half. Our bills are all cut in half. So we have definitely started saving in that aspect. And I just want to tell you, these are ideas, these are hacks, and they've worked for me and some others I've talked to, women in the groups that I'm in that are very similar to my age. And so I'm not saying that it'll work for everybody. So I'm just here to give you some ideas. And one of the things is that you can sell your designer clothes and designer bags and shoes. We really don't, once we're done working, don't need them. Unless there's a few items you would love to save for the times that you go out. But there are a lot of programs online now that you can sell your designer things, such as Real, there's Poshmark, there is Depop, ThreadUp. There's a lot of places that will buy a lot of your designer things, and you could start making some money in that realm also. Another thing is, and I'm not saying, okay, you need to get up and move now, but I have had friends that have moved cities, and they've moved from very expensive places, and they just, after retirement, decided to live in places that were cheaper. We, in this state of Nevada, have no state taxes at all, along with other states. I think it's Florida, Texas, South Dakota, Alaska. There's a few, you'd have to look that up for all of them, where they have no state taxes, and things are a little bit more affordable in terms of housing as well. Another thing is there is help for senior citizens, and why not? There is public programs such as one's called National Council that is really good. You could look into some of the programs there. Additionally, we can prioritize our entertainment. I do not go to concerts. I don't spend $200 or $300 on concerts. It's just not something that I want to spend my money on, because now I'm on a fixed income, of course. And another thing is hair and nails. Maybe you look and say, well, we can tell, but that's just my prerogative. It's my choice. And I know it could be hundreds of dollars a month for hair and nails. And I understand that many of you, your livelihoods depend on looking always in tip top, always, very well manicured. And I fully understand and respect that. But now in retirement, it would have to be a very special occasion for me to spend my money on those things. Another thing is when I travel by Spirit Airlines, and I love it. I've never had any problems, and I have gotten round trip tickets for $39.59, and they get you at, oh, you need an extra bag, oh, you want peanuts or whatever, and oh, you want to pick your seat. Then they start nitpicking, and that's how they get you to spend your money. But I take one little tote bag and I go and I'm fine. So if you could live like that for a couple or a few days or how long you travel, it is so worth it. And adding on to my list of things that help me personally and others that I've talked to is I don't buy saran wrap and all those really expensive wraps for things. I have a few glass containers with the lids, and I put leftovers or whatever I want to store in my refrigerator in those. It is getting so expensive to buy all those extra things like paper towels and so on. I just have a few rags or underneath my counter space that I keep, or just some towels that I use and put in the wash. And you could save in that way. There's so many ways to save in the grocery store when I'm looking around thinking, what can I do instead of that? Also, cleaning things. I mean, those cleaning supplies are getting expensive, and vinegar and baking soda do the same thing, only better. So that you can consider as well. Also, those K-Cup coffee little cups where you make one cup. They're fun, they're easy, yes. If that's really what you enjoy and it's something that you enjoy before you go to work or however that works for you, that's great. I just find that I go through those because I am a coffee drinker and they get very expensive as opposed to just coffee grounds in big bags of coffee and making a couple cups at a time. Another thing too is, a lot of people might be mad at me, so I'm just giving suggestions. Gym memberships could get very, very expensive. And I have found just going out and taking walks and jogs and working out with my own weight in the parks with my dog and going out with friends, gardening and taking care of my backyard and cleaning the house, so on. Could get a lot of exercise, and it's actually enough for me. I know some people are bodybuilders, etc., and I totally respect that, and you will, need a gym membership. That's great, but I save on that too. So another thing I did add to the list too is cable. Cable is getting so expensive. And I've learned from some of the Gen Zers, those are people in their 20s that I'm around sometimes, i.e. my daughter and her friends, tell me they don't do cable anymore. They stream through YouTube or Sling or just watch Netflix. So if you're not that much of a TV watcher, then they also watch their news on their phones. They get their little news feed so they keep up on what's going on. So that's another route to take for cutting costs now. Okay, so I'm super guilty of this. And this is impulse buying when you're in line to buy other things, all those little things that you'll never probably use or need. And I look at them as I'm in line. Oh, what a great racket that is. I look at them and think, yeah, I do need another cord for my phone. I don't. So, all those impulse buys. And so also, I have noticed that when we go out for lunch or dinner and people buy a round of cocktails, that is getting so expensive. Cocktails now out are like $20 a pop. And so it gets expensive. It's like $100 or $200 for a couple of drinks at lunch or dinner, and that's not even the food anymore. So not only am I going to try with that, Also, I'm going out as much to dinner. Going out is just getting so expensive. I remember a few months ago going through, it was one of those fast food places. I don't remember, and I don't really do fast food that often because I don't like it, but I did. And I thought, when did fast food become like $30 just for, a burger and a drink? So everything is creepy crawling up on us. So every little thing that we can do helps. And let's move to technology for a minute. I had my phone that was a 7 for like 10 years. I just got a new one that's updated. And the only reason why I got a new one is because the other one stopped working. The battery stopped charging. Otherwise, I was happy. It did every single thing I needed it to do. It did everything that this new 15 does. And so I don't need to go out and get a new phone or a new laptop or a new computer, new technology every year, the newest ones. I do understand that people in business really for their businesses need to do that. To look like they're up to date and it's their livelihood. Once again, totally respect that and understand. It just works for me. Okay, so this next one's huge. Well, for me it is, and for others I've talked to. Labor costs of things. I just painted my house. I painted the whole inside of my house. Granted, it's a smaller one-story now, like I said, but I got a bunch of quotes that were about $6,000, and I did all the labor for free. Yes, it took me days and days, but it was really good exercise, and I enjoyed it. And you know what? I really have a little bit more time now, granted, yes, but painted the whole thing, made it look very fresh and new, and I did not pay for any of the labor. Same with, we laid flooring a couple years ago, watched every tutorial possible and did it ourselves. Well, my husband did most of it, but still, I think we saved like $10,000 on that. This next one, please don't get mad. It's just a suggestion, but lottery tickets. People are buying lottery tickets like crazy. Considering there's 333 million people in the United States. So think of everyone in the United States and one person will win. So the odds are stacked so far against me that I don't spend any money on lottery tickets. And if that's your enjoyment, for your entertainment, once again, love it, respect it, have fun with it, but just a way for me to save money. And as always, I hope that some of these help or at least get you thinking about some ways. And if you have any more ways, please tell me in the comments and I'll add them. And I really appreciate that. Also, please subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you know my channel, you know that I always show a couple of fun little art pottery items that I make. And so this one, I just actually got it out of the kiln. And this is a chips and dip bowl. So a little radical with the glaze and colors, but fun. And chips and dip again for one of a kind. And also I always make my little mugs. I forgot, this is called wood something, this glaze, but I think it's really cute. So that is it for today, and I hope you got some ideas, and thank you so much. I appreciate you being with me, and please continue to follow me, always appreciated. Thank you so much. Once again, this is Jenny with Seasons Change, as they always will. Thank you.